I recently made a video on Nintendo Switch ports, but I ended up missing some pretty good titles. So in today's video, I want to show you some great games on the Switch that you might just want to check out. Now before jumping into this video, I do want to quickly disclose that these are just recommendations and that this video is in no way a tutorial on how to get these ports. There's tons of guides online that you can follow to do that sort of thing, so this video is just going to be my recommendations. Now with that said, let's dive in. So the first game is Ship of Harkinian. This is an open source port of the Zelda Ocarina of Time, which can be played on many different platforms. It's an all-around improved experience from the original game that increases the frame rate while also providing a ton of new features. It's kind of like the Super Mario 64 port, but in my opinion slightly better, solely because of how much more there is to do in it. Although speaking of the features earlier, the standout feature that I really like about Ship of Harkinian is its built-in randomizer, which changes the location of items, dungeons, chests, and a bunch more. It's an add-on that, while sounding small, creates a ton of replayability for those who have already played through the entire base game. Although even if you aren't a huge fan of randomizers, this port does include full mod support, and there are some pretty cool ones that you can find, such as being able to play co-op with your friends online. Though please know that I didn't test that build out myself, but just saw gameplay of it on YouTube. All in all, The Legend of Zelda Ship of Harkinian is a crazy cool port on the Switch, and it's got a lot of features packed into it. So if you have any interest in Zelda at all, do yourself a favor and definitely give this one a try. Up next, Simpsons Hit and Run. I had talked about the Hit and Run port on the PlayStation Vita a few months ago, and I went over how impressive it was that that game even existed on the handheld. Yet with that said, not everything was perfect with that version, and there were some notable slowdowns throughout the game, which leads me to believe that this port on the Nintendo Switch is one of the better ways to play Hit and Run, especially when you consider that this version also runs natively. The entire game runs off of leaked source code, and to my knowledge is fully playable, even including the local multiplayer bonus game. This game still does have some minor problems, with the most notable being glitches and small broken visual effects. I personally had a few weird glitches with camera angles, but otherwise I really didn't have much else happen. Overall, the game runs and looks great, and like I said before, this is in my opinion one of the better ways to play Hit and Run. So basically, if you like the original game, this is probably one you should try out on the Switch. Coming in next, Max Payne. This one is a port of Max Payne 1 on Android running natively that was created using the same technique as the PS Vita version. The game runs slightly better, and I personally felt the load times were much faster on the Switch compared to the Vita, which could sometimes take quite a while. In terms of graphics, the Switch port looks really good, especially on the OLED, and I don't really have any complaints. Even the audio works as expected, and there aren't any glitches or hiccups during chaotic scenes, which is a good thing as this game's audio is really what makes it stand out to me. Overall, the controls work as expected, and the entire storyline is fully playable, so if you haven't gone through this classic game before, it's one that you gotta try, and the Switch port is a good way to do that. Next is Zero Ranger. This game took right around 10 years to create and was only ever released on Windows, which meant a lot of people never got the chance to try it out. Zero Ranger is a frantic shoot 'em up that mostly plays in a vertical format, sometimes switching into a side scroller during different segments. The main objective of the game is to take down bosses throughout levels, which in turn unlocks new abilities such as being able to change into a mech and other various stuff like weapons. Now where the game gets really interesting, at least in my eyes, is with the two game modes offered, as each mode belongs to one character. The first mode, which is Green-Orange, contains the main storyline with that character, while the other mode, White Vanilla, takes place before the main storyline, acting more like a score attack. Now from my personal experience, I mainly played through the first mode, and I found the game to be really well done and polished. All the animations and art in the game looks nice, and the boss fights were very cool, with each offering unique ways to take them down. The game is all around a great shoot 'em up that really deserves an official release someday, so if you haven't tried this one before, it's for sure one worth playing. Last up we've got Super Mario War. Created originally in 2006, this game takes Super Mario Bros. And spins it into a deathmatch style experience. It's a game that on the Switch works surprisingly well with its responsive controls and easy to use level editor. Some things that I liked most were the game modes such as Team Deathmatch and the ability to create your own levels and also your own worlds. Otherwise, there isn't much else to say about the game, as it's pretty simple and straightforward. Still, I appreciate these older style Mario games, as I grew up playing a lot of them on my parents' computer, so really only get this one if you have nostalgia for it or you just want to mess around for a bit. And so that's the end of the video. I figured with the upcoming Switch 2 release, more and more people are going to be modding their original consoles and they'll be looking for newer games to try. But as always, I'm bound to miss a few titles, so if you have any to recommend, please put them down in the comments below so me and everyone else can give them a try. I want to thank you for supporting my YouTube channel, as I do really enjoy making these videos, and I want to ask that you please subscribe if you do like my kind of content. With all of that said, I hope you have a great day or night, stay safe, and take care.